This is Thankmore. I talk about politics and peace, like PC culture and everything like that. Um, if anybody sees this video, remember to like and subscribe and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to talk about like this skeptic community and how like first of all, I want to say like most guys in this skeptic community are not morons, not idiots. Like they know what they're doing. Um, it's just the reason why they're just all over the place is because they have built a market for themselves. They saw that you got your makeup channels and have your fashion channels and your daily vlogs or whatever, and your SJWs or whatever, your activists, whatever that means. And they went the anti route. They went, okay, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do the dark comedy. We're gonna do like the dark side of politics. We're gonna do the anti-sjw stuff. We're gonna do the anti-feminist stuff. And a lot of it's like funny. It's kind of extreme. So you have on the left that most of the SJWs are kind of extreme, but not all are actually like that. And a lot of the anti-SJWs are pretty extreme. And they did the most, the easiest thing to do is just to be totally extreme with your views. So, and they made a lot of money off of it, and they created a following. Even when the ad apocalypse occurred, they had a following. They had people that liked them, liked their content. So they could keep doing it. They can keep being into SJW, and they can get people on their Patreon and get people to pay for it. Now, a lot of what the SJWs were doing, they weren't really doing it for money. They were doing it to kind of like get on people's nerves. But the anti-SJWs did it for money. They did it because it was becoming like a job. They have a brand, they make money. And so when the ads were gone from the video, they started to make t-shirts. They were sometimes writing books. They were making music. They were making money, So you say, well, I'm not making money for ads, so but buy my t-shirt. We're coming up with memes and stuff. And every time something occurs in colleges or whatever, they will come up with a meme and they will come up with a t-shirt and they will sell this t-shirt. So it's it's just a business. They created a brand. They saw like maybe like a gap in the market. They said, okay, we're gonna be the opposite of these people. And what I noticed was a lot of their views are pretty extreme, and they're just as emotional as everyone else. They claim to be anti-SJWs, they claim to be conservatives, they claim to be classic liberals, whatever that means. But they're just as emotional and SJWs as everyone else. They get totally emotional and everything. And you notice how the community, they all band together. Like like at first, if you would attack someone, like you were on your own. You had nobody to come to defend you. But now that because of the apocalypse or whatever, now these people have banded together and form a community. So if anybody attacks one person, then we would band together and we defend that person like until the ends of the earth. If anybody we hate, they're screwed. We got nothing to do with that. If it's like Destiny, we hate that guy. We all hate him, right? We all don't like him, right? Okay, then if anything happens, then we all go and attack this person. Just like the SJW. It's kind of funny how they claim to be anti-SJW, but they act just like them. Like the SJWs are supposedly all friends. They're part of a collective. They're like communists. They're part of a group. We have, and anytime somebody attacks anybody in the group, as a collective, we have to protect the individual in the group. So it's kind of weird. And then when you question them on it, it's like, I know it's how you guys saying some extreme stuff, but you're talking about SJWs here. You're talking about people who have no power. They have no power to make legislation. They don't control what's in the government. These people don't make laws. Professors don't make no laws. You know, they don't have any influence on the world. And my professor, it's like, you people have no power. And it's like, and you know when something is stupid when the government pays attention to it. If a government is paying attention to it, that's how you know how dumb it is. You know? So, the skeptic community, the atheist sort of, and that's how fragile the atheist community was. That religious people was coming into this community easily. They easily infiltrated the community. The feminists easily infiltrated it, and the religious easily infiltrated the community, because the skeptic community was supposed to be the non-religious people. They were supposed to be the ones who was criticized and question everything. But there's people in the skeptic community that are making money, that are in the community. They might be real liberals themselves. They might be SJWs themselves, but we don't know. All we know is that they're anti-SAW, anti-feminist. So they will attack a feminist because they're attacking a character. It's like they will go crazy on somebody they don't know. And this character, but when you attack them, it's like, oh no, you can't do that, man. And you know, I was just playing, man. These are just jokes, man. I'm just a comedian. You know, I'm just trying to this is just a job, you know. It's not a big deal, man. I was just joking around. So they can attack everyone else, but when you attack them, it's like, no, it's a problem, man. You know, you took it out of context, man. You don't know what. So anyway, so there's a lot of contradictions going on. Now, I know everybody hates Destiny or like that, but you know why they hate him? It's because he's logical. You know, he doesn't get all emotional and stuff like that, and he goes straight for the facts. You know, all he cares about is the answer, if it's true or not. Now, there's a lot of people in the skeptic community. A lot of the you got vegans, you got vegetarians, you got atheists, you got religious people, you have white nationalists, you have alt-right people, you have actual racist people, you have I'm not like those black people, kind of black people, or you have, well, I'm not like those Muslims, kind of Muslims. So you have some Muslims in the skeptic community. You have some Arabs, you have some Jews. They're like, well, I'm not like those Jews, you know, kind of people. So this is like, you know, and the thing about this, it's total diversity. You would think, well, man, it's just really diverse. We got black people in here, we got gays in here, we got Jews in here, we got Indians, and we got Muslims. We got all kinds of people, man. It looks pretty diverse, right? But they all have the same goal. They all hate feminism. They all hate social SAWs, which is actually kind of ironic too, because social justice is what they're trying to do. They're going after people who don't like free speech, who are spouting this hate speech thing, right? They want to campaign to make sure that speech is free, and you can freely say what you want to say. Well, guess what? That's social justice. So, and then you don't want net neutrality to pass. Guess what? If net neutrality passes, you won't be able to freely say what you want to say or freely express yourself. So that's social justice. So you want also social justice. So, but you have a problem with the social justice warriors. So it's easy to go after the most extreme individual in these groups. Think they have power, they don't. Children are not the leaders of the world. They are not the future. These elites that have been in power for hundreds of years will always be in power. And as soon as they die, their kids are becoming the next elites. So the children are not really the future. They're not going to be the future leaders. Definitely, if you're saying that they're all majoring in gender studies and lesbian dance theory, that means they're not. They're going to be working at Starbucks, man. I'm sorry. These people are working at Starbucks, and that's about it. They ain't going to be the future leaders, because if you look at the people who made the most influence on the world, most of them dropped out of college. Let's see, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. You got. We can see. Look at all the companies that made the most influence: Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Tinder, Google, YouTube, Netflix, man, all kinds of companies. And if you see what they all have in common, they're mostly male, of course, and a lot of them dropped out of college. A lot of them didn't even finish college or even went to a lot of them went to like Ivy League school. They went to expensive schools, but a lot of them didn't even finish college. Some didn't even. We got a president, and I don't even think he went to high school. I mean, I don't even know. I think a lot of these dudes didn't even go to high school, graduate high school, went to college, even graduated college. And these people are billionaires, trillionaires, leaders of the world. So this whole thing about Kyle's kids are going to be the leaders of the world, there's no evidence of that. But anyway, so it's going to take a while. I'm going to break down everybody in the skeptic community. All right, all right, you got some black guy. I think his name is Derek or something. Now, I thought this guy was an idiot when I first heard him. But now this dude's actually pretty smart. Now, all right. Okay, the clique. You have a clique. You have some black guy, Bunty King. I don't know. I think he's kind of new in the clique. I think it has something to do with VidCon. Once they get that VidCon, it was over. They all clicked. So you got Bunty King, some black guy, Chris Ray Gun, Annie Worski, Blair White, Jeff Holiday, Sargon Akkad. Supposedly they're all in this clique. Now I think only Bunty King, some black guy, Andy Worski, Chris Ray Gun, I think they're the only ones I think live in California. I think where they can, meet and hang out. Now I hear a lot when you try to attack any one of these people, Andy will say, well, he's my buddy. He's my friend. He's a nice guy. I like Carl. I like Sergeant Kai. He's a cool guy. We hung out. We had a beer together. He's a cool guy. I like his videos. And it's like, what? What does that got to do with like what they say or what they do? The problem with the skeptic community is that because these guys are buddy, you can't criticize anyone. Anytime Blair White does something, and if it's wrong, there's somebody going to come along and defend him. Somebody's going to white knight and come along and defend them. So Blair White made this video where she was attacked in I think it was New York or something, because she wore like a Trump hat. Now if you look at the video, it was highly edited. You didn't really, only thing you saw was I think it was one point where she's getting beat up, her hat's being taken, and then I think somebody stepped on her finger or something. And then another point where she's just taping, and then somebody threw some water in her face, some I don't know, some drink or something. And then pretty much that's all you saw. But if you knew all the details, you would know that she wasn't just walking down the street with this Trump hat and then people started to attack her. Nah, she was at an actual anti-Trump rally. And then she walked into this anti-Trump rally and then they got mad. It's like, of course they got mad. It was an anti-Trump rally. So I wouldn't say it was a fake video, but it was an obvious prediction of what was going to happen. We knew what was going to happen. You're in an anti-Trump rally. Of course they're going to get mad. But anyway, so and if you question her on that, then she gets all defensive, like, oh, this got nothing to do with the topic or something. And then white knights would come out. Hunter Alkebu-lan, he's in that group too. White knights would come along, Hunter Alkebu-lan, Bunty King, they will all defend her, and then, everything's cool again because we all defended her, and now you can't do anything. And it's like, if the one that's attacking the other, if that person is hated, then it's over. You can't even win because everybody hates this person, so everything they're saying is wrong, and then everybody likes this person, so everything they're saying is correct. So because everybody's friends, and everybody's cool with each other, and everybody says, well, he's nice to me, then you can't never criticize anyone because everybody's buddy and everybody's hanging out and friends like that. But it's like, and this whole mouthy Buddha thing too is messed up. This dude is actually, and his video was anti-Semitic. It was pretty crazy. But it was a crappy video too. That I saw one of his videos, and he was talking about how we should hate the Jews or whatever. But it was, but he had the most crappiest reason. He was like, well, because Harvey Weinstein, we need to hate the Jews. But it's like, okay, you name one Jew. It's like, well, there was another video where he showed a lot of Jews, but I don't want to really get into it. But let's break this down real quick. Okay, the reason why people hate the Jews, the same way why they hate Mexicans or hate black people, is because they need somebody to blame. And if the Jews control the media, you gotta ask a couple of questions. Why don't whites control the media? If it's so important to control the media, because you're mad at the Jews control the media, why don't whites control it? Because isn't what's that, Ted Turner? Isn't he white? And a lot of the top newscasters aren't they all white? But anyway, so you gotta ask the question. You gotta ask a couple questions. Why don't whites control the media? Why don't you control the media? If the blacks have a problem with them be controlled by whites or Jews, how come blacks don't control the media? So just say, why don't you control the media? Why are you stupid enough to not control the media? And shouldn't you make your own media? So people would argue, oh, Fox News, but no. So the problem is that the Jews were smart enough to control the media, the one thing that makes the most influence. So why are we faulting them for being smart enough to control something that is important? So, and this whole like anti-white stuff, like, I don't really see it as a big deal. I've been around like whites that are really poor, but if you compare it, blacks are still poorer than poor whites. They did stats on like really poor white people, like incest, all kinds of stuff. But blacks are still way poorer than whites. Whites still know how to, I guess, save their money or something. So there's still a lot of problems in the black community, and it's pretty messed up. It's a lack of fathers, lack of loving mothers, a lack of family, family setting, familyhood, love and respect for each other. It's a lot of stuff like going on in the black community that needs to be fixed. All right, some black guy. Let me see. So okay, some black guy's okay. I like him. Andy Worski. Well, I think because of his traumas, his past traumas, he gets he gets really emotional really fast. and he says, every time you attack anyone in his clique, he gets really like emotional, and he says, that's my buddy, that's my friend, I like his videos. And anytime you say, well, I don't know, man, this guy said some racist stuff, I don't know, man, he's nice to me though. And so, and when I heard him say that, I was like, you know what, this is why Lacey Green is in their clique. you know because um because they'll say that the same thing about Lacey Green. Oh, well, Lacey Green is nice to me. Well, she said a couple of racist stuff towards whites, racist stuff and some insane stuff, extreme stuff towards America. But she's nice to me, though. And so it's like, as long as she don't murder you, she's fine, right? But anyway, so it's not a cop-out to say, well, she's nice to me, or he's nice to me, or I like his videos. But no, he said some racist stuff, though. Well, I thought it was funny, though. Like, so that's how people are kind of racist themselves. That's why they kind of write it off, because they got some racist, thoughts in their mind too. They'll laugh it off because they think in their mind it's funny. So they're just trying to make sure that they don't really have to change or be better, So, and then you got, because I noticed that when Andy makes racist jokes, when Andy and Chris are in the same room and Andy makes a racist joke, like Chris, he doesn't really think it's funny. He's actually sitting there like, in his mind like, wow, this is starting to get on my nerves. So he knows Andy's racist, but it's like, I don't know, they live together, so he has to compromise. So I've seen a lot of times when Andy says some racist stuff, and Chris was sitting there like, okay, man, you just shut up, man. I'm about to punch you in the face. But you write it off because he has to play it off. We all have to play it off and act like it's not a big deal. Now, Jeff Holiday is not a moron, but he needs to make money. So, in the pedophile debate with Yee or whatever, Jeff Holiday, when he wasn't being emotional, it was fine. He came up with some good points and he kept his composure. But he still had to shill. After it was all over, he was still shilling or whatever. But like I said, this is how they make money. This is their job. This is their business. They need to make money. So they have to play. If they have to play up the whole, SJWs are the problem, but colleges and professors are the problem. They have to play all this up. They can't prove that it's really affecting society, so they have to get to convince you to think it's affecting society. If you've been hanging around with and here's a problem. The whole extremism with the SJWs is not affecting the, let's say, SJW light people, kind of people. Now that people are, it's making people even more extreme in their views. So even if let's say regular liberals, because when you really go out there, you see kind of like the regular liberals, they're like nice people. They're like, okay, they don't do nothing to you. But because of the internet, it's making their views even more extreme, and now they're becoming even more extremely liberal. So before, it was like, they were like regular people. So we're giving these people who otherwise don't have any influence, no power, we're giving them more power by making them like characters. Like characters. Like almost like cartoon characters. These people. But if you really break it down and you go out there and you see the world, you're like, I don't really see these people. Like, matter of fact, when I go out, I don't see these people anywhere. Sometimes you see your, like, I guess lesbians or like tomboy type people, but I don't know. I never talked to one. I never seen anything, them doing anything that crazy. They usually kind of leave you alone. So most of the stuff that they're saying, It's like it's not even true. It's not even real. It's not even having that much effect on society. But I guess your clique of like extreme friends or extreme people you know in your community, you think is real. And these moments where you see these outbursts that the SJWs made, a lot of them people think those people are crazy. I think a lot of times when you see like these outbursts that feminists make, and think about it, it's not really a lot of these people. You think about it, it's still like a 1% of these people in the world. And I think these people are just a legit crazy people. I think that's all what's going on right there. I don't think these people are actually W's. I don't think they think people are feminists. I think these people are just crazy. Like they're just going through some stuff, you know, and they're just picking something to make themselves look like they're not crazy. They pick something. I think crazy people become feminists, and they use. It's like I don't know. It's almost like religion. You got crazy people who join religion, and they use a religion to act out their craziness. They'll act out their like already like broken beliefs. So I don't think these people are even normal people anyway. I don't think these people are sane anyway. I think they use certain things to act out their emotional instability or whatever. So I think most people already know these people are crazy. You need to leave them alone anyway. But you're interacting with these crazy people. Of course, they're gonna flip on you because they're already crazy. So I broke down a lot of stuff. This will be as long as more. But let's see who else. Blair White. Oh my gosh, that she be starting some stuff. Oh my gosh. I mean, you could be having a sensible conversation. She going to that jank and just mess that whole thing up. She would derail that whole conversation, be all emotional, get all offensive. You start attacking her. You be like, "Whoa, calm down, man. Why are you even here?" It's like, but I don't know, man. She'll come into a conversation, just mess that whole thing up. She'll start inserting some stuff like, "Whoa, what you got to do with anything?" And then let's see who else. Let's see. Shoeing Head's okay. I think a lot of people don't like Shoeing Head and Armor Skeptic because they actually have a happy relationship, and a lot of some of the skeptic or people, let's say the fans of the community, some of these guys are MGTOW and they don't want to see a man be happy. I guess I don't know. So you gotta understand that there's so many people in this community. I mean, you got anti-feminists, anti-SAW, you got atheists, you got ex-atheists, or you got religious, ex-religious, you got Muslim, ex-Muslims, Indians, black people that say, well, I'm not like those black people, or Jews that say, I'm not like those Jews, the same highs of the world. And you got MGTOWs in here, you got MRAs in here, you got ex-feminists in here, you got so many people in the group that, you know, if somebody is making money or if somebody is being too extreme or if somebody is married or has a kid, you're going to get attacked by someone. So if Jeff Holiday and I think her name is Mims or something, I think they're married, they got a kid and everything. So if you're MGTOW, you don't like that setup, and you got Shoeing Head, Armor Skeptic, you know, I guess they're a couple. I don't think they're married. I think it's like boyfriend and girlfriend or something. So any MGTOW don't like that setup. And oh man, I haven't talked about like the right wing people. They're in this community too, and they're extreme with their crazy views. So you got Lauren Southern, Romeo Millennial, was it Terry McCarthy? Who else? Not R.I.P. Red Pill Black. She ain't in there no more. I don't know where she's at. She's in hiding or something. Who else is in there? Say Faith Goldie. I think they want full blown all right. I think though. Tara, Faith No, Tara Faith. They want. I think Lauren too. She don't admit it, but she want food born like all right. Okay, Tree. What is that? Blonde Belly Beast. I forgot her name. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So many people, or I think so many people are legit racist. I think they don't say they're all right because they don't want to lose some fans. But I think a lot of people are legit racist, or they legit. With some of these black people, they kind of hate black people. Let's say hate the other black people. Um, they don't care if they get better or not. They just don't like them. They don't even probably see themselves as black. Or it don't matter. I mean, they're mostly around white people anyway, so I don't know. They probably want to be white. um, well, I say the problem with Lauren, Faith Goldie, all these people is that they preach like the traditional values, but they do nothing. They don't do any of them. So they preach like, okay, well, women should be with one man, and they should women should want kids, and women should want to stay at home, and the men go out and work, and they should be getting married, and sex after marriage and all stuff like that. No sex before marriage, and we should and they should want kids and all this stuff. But none of them do any of this stuff. It's like, so they tell all the women that we need to do this. We need to just dress more appropriate. Which is basically the Muslims. Ain't the Muslims saying this? They need to dress more appropriate. They need to have kids. They need the women to stay home. Isn't that what the Muslims say? I don't know. I don't see how their view of the world is somehow better than the Muslims. But they'll just say, well, we don't want to stone the women. Like, okay. Like, you don't think that, don't you know that at one point Christians were doing that? What do you think the whole witches was? Witches, people don't know that witch just means, I think it means, and I think it means educated woman or smart woman. That's what witch means. So the reason why they were burning them, the women, is because they were educated. But anyway, so it was not long ago where they was doing that. The Christians, they were saying the gays are going to hell. It wasn't that long ago they were saying that. This was, and this whole thing about the blacks need to get over Jim Crow. You do know that thing was like 50 years ago. That's not that. That's like one generation. That means my parents went through Jim Crow. That's that. You think we got over that fast? But anyways, all right. They be saying some dumb stuff, man. And if you want to live in a white community, which you probably already do, then do that. But don't tell people to do things and you're not doing it. If you're gonna tell whites to do something, you need to do it yourself. You just stop telling whites okay, you need to have white children, to have white families, have a white neighborhood, and like you don't even have a girlfriend, you don't even have a wife, you don't have no kids. Then what are you talking about? You're telling people to do something, and then so I think someone asked Lauren. They kind of got there and asked Lauren like, hey, Roman, are you guys engaged? He said, no, I'm young. I said, well, guess what? I'm engaged. It's like, damn, man, the trans people beat you to it. The trans, she got married before you did. That's kind of sad. Oh my God. And they say stuff like, well, I'm too young. Well, if you're preaching traditional values, did you know that women got married at a young age? They were getting married like 16. Older men would find the younger women, and that's the women that would marry. Because, 15, 16 is the age where, it's the best time to have kids and you have the most energy. And it's about the time where they're mature. And you have the best result. You have the healthiest kids, the younger the woman is. So 16 or 17 was the age where women would get married and have kids. So it's like, well, I'm too young, 21. I don't know, man. You're going past some stuff now because you should have been married if this was the 50s. Yeah, it's getting kind of long. But anyway, so there's a lot of contradictions. There's too many clicks. There's too many, that's my buddy. There's too many, oh, that's my friend. We hung out and he's nice to me. You know, it's too much like, man, we gotta get these SCWs, man. They're having too much influence on society, man. We gotta get rid of them. I was like, man, calm down, man. These people working at Starbucks, man. The only thing I worry about is they like spitting in your coffee, man. They don't have that much influence on people. It's not a big deal, man. These professors, man, they only get paid that much to have that much power over you. And all they gotta do is just, report to the dean, man. The dean is one with all the power. So, report to the dean. Don't worry about professors, man. If the professors are acting stupid, man, just go to the dean, go to the higher ups, and complain and get that dude fired. You don't know what he's doing, and you gotta worry about it. Because you see what happens when the students try to go to the dean, right? They get kicked out. It's time for you to go. So you know who has the power. The guy at the top has all the power. So, and they see it as kids being kids. Let the kids act stupid, and then they'll wake up as soon as it's time to leave. As soon as it's almost time to leave, then they'll get the act again. Like, okay, we gotta stop acting stupid. So I wouldn't say that the skeptic community is garbage. I think they just need to. I don't think that the cliques are a big deal, but even if you're friends, you still have to criticize your friends. Just because they're your friends doesn't mean you can't criticize people. Now, Sargon is supposedly an intellectual. Even if he was smart, it doesn't matter. I think most of his fans are not that smart. And when you talk to a lot of these people, like, they are really stupid. They are not really that smart. That's probably why I like Trump so much. Because Trump is an idiot. He got the presidency while being an idiot. So they're like, well, I don't know, man. I can be an idiot too. This is cool. I can still achieve something even though I ain't that smart. So that's why they like Trump. And also enables their racism. So I don't think Sargon is an idiot, but he doesn't know a lot. And also you notice that a lot of these people who are criticizing America don't even live here. They're critiquing America. They're making all these opinions and assumptions about America. They don't even live here. Sargon Akkad, I think he's from like the UK or Britain or something. Bunty King is from Canada. Andy Worski, Chris Worski, both from Canada. Let's see. Who else? Rage After Storm, she was from, I think, well, she's gone now. She's crazy. I think she was from Germany or something, or France. I don't even know. Who else? Okay, a lot, and now there's a lot of dudes from California too. Let's see, Derek, some black guy. I think he's from California. Let's see, who else? Who else is top? Lauren is from, I think she's from Canada too. Oh, Fake Goldie from Canada. Wow, these people ain't in our country. Who else? Like, and then you asking about our country, like, I'm not from here. Like, what the hell? You making critiques about a country you ain't even from here? Who are the top dudes? Yeah, a lot of these dudes ain't even in our country, and they got all these critiques, and they getting all emotional. Like, dang, you don't even live here. Anyway, so I don't know. I think it needs a rehaul. I think we need more people from America. I think people need to talk about their own countries, where they live. I think people, need to stop this white knighting and, oh, he's my friend. I can't criticize him because he's my friend. We can't stop that. That's stupid. And I think we have to go back to actually being skeptic and stop this like whole the SJWs are a threat. Like, oh, come on, man. It's like, and I think about it, it's like, is this really a threat, man? I don't know, man. I don't even see these people anywhere, man. It's like the boogeyman now. It's like, I don't know, man. These people are clowns, man. I don't see it. I don't see it as a threat at all. If you don't want to call people no Z or whatever, just don't, man. It's not a big deal. It's like, man, I gotta call people Zer now. No, you don't, man. I don't call nobody no Zer, man. Forget that crap. I ain't doing none of that. If somebody put your hands on you, defend yourself, man. You ain't gotta you ain't gotta put up with that. So if you don't want to call people no Zer, man, don't. If they want to be called they, forget that. That don't even make no sense. How you gonna call them they in a sentence anyway? If you want to say they, give them an adjective. Call them an idiot. There you go, man. That's all you got to do. So, is SJW a threat? Nope. The press is a threat? Nope. These people have no power, man. All you got to do is defend yourself. You know what you're talking about. You know, these skeptics, are they a threat? No, ain't no threat, man. You ain't got to worry about them, man. These just regular people, man. You know, they're just making money. They ain't no threat to you. You ain't got to worry about them. They're just making some money, man. A lot of these people are funny anyway. If you like these dudes, cool, man. But a lot of them are just trying to make some money. So understand that a lot of this stuff is not factual. A lot of it is pretty extreme. You know, a lot of it's not real. And it's just memes, bro.